Hey everyone, this is Mike. Hi, I'm here in Kyoto. I'm out here trying to ride my bike, trying to get a little bit of exercise today, but I chose the hottest time of the day, not exactly on purpose, but just because of time. It's about a little afternoon now. Today's temperature is probably about 36, 37, probably about 97, 98 degrees Fahrenheit, 36 degrees centigrade. People say not to ride when it's, or go out when it's this hot. But I figured, okay, as long as I took a calculated risk, So I've also, brought 3 bottles of this. I made this sports drink. It's this brand called Skywalker. No relation to Luke Skywalker, but I have 3 bottles of this, and hopefully that I will be okay here. And then I thought that, you know how it is, guys, right? And you figure, well, you got to do that next challenge. You got to see how tough you are, right? But now at this age, it's probably not such a good idea to be pushing myself too much, but I just thought, if anything happened, I ride for about an hour, I'm close enough to home, the apartment. There are people outside, few, not many, riding around, that somebody will find me if I had a heat stroke or something. But it's one of those guy things, right? Like I remember like 18 years ago when I was at Fairbanks, I wanted to ride my bicycle. We only had 1 car, and I decided, you know what, I'm gonna ride my mountain bike as long as I can from our house, which is the bed and breakfast, to the campus, which was about 5 miles, maybe about 9 kilometers, 8 kilometers away. And so I do it, as it got colder, Fahrenheit was 40, 30, 20, Celsius it'd be like 10, 0, minus 10. And, it finally got, when it got close to about minus 10, it started to really hurt. It was very painful, But I decided I just got to keep going. But finally at minus 20, that's minus 20 Fahrenheit, which probably be what, minus 30 maybe centigrade, or is it reverse? But anyway, it was about minus 20, minus 25 centigrade. It was so cold that I started to get, of course, windburn, and it just hurt, and everything was sore. So finally I had to stop, and then I had to take the bus or take the car. But this is not like that, but this is just one of those things that guys, I think, they have this thing that they're still young, or they still got to be tough. But not so much you got to be tough, but sometimes you just got to push yourself to see what you can do. Just, it'd be too easy to sit in the apartment in some air-conditioned room and just sit there all day, This way I feel like at least I'm trying to challenge myself, be a little tougher maybe. But anyway, I'm okay, and if something does happen, this will become the record of my last words before I died. Just joking. But at least there's a record that that I decided, I calculated, I actually had Luke Skywalker drinks, and so I had planned. But anyway, I should be okay. But anyway, thanks for listening. Hey everyone, it's Mike, still alive. I made it this far. It's about 2/3 of the way. Clouded over a little bit, so it's a little bit easier from the direct sunlight, but it's still hot. It's like the example where you're in a car and the back seat's on fire, and that you're going maybe 100 miles an hour. So you got the windows down, the wind is keeping the fire at bay in the back, but the moment you stop, the fire flies forward and burns you. That's kind of what I think like riding this bicycle is like. As long as you're moving, there's a kind of a breeze, but once you stop, then the heat is like an oven, just kind of hits you, and you just like start perspiring, But yeah, so it's not so much the heat, it's more about the high humidity in Japan. I think Japan has gotten worse in the last maybe 10, 20 years since I've been here. I mean, it was always hot and humid, but recently it's like, for me, kind of intolerable, That's why I always say you just got to get away from it. You can't really live in an air-conditioned room all the time, It's funny though, I was at the Kyoto gym yesterday, and I was talking to one of the older gentlemen there. Usually there's a lot of older people there, and he was saying that he doesn't even use an air condition. It's like that's what he's been used to. He must be about 75, 80 years old. But he says no, they never had air conditioning before, right after the war, so he doesn't even use it. I mean, he might use a fan a couple of times, and I'm going, are you kidding me? I mean, at night, it's called netaya when it's 25 degrees centigrade or above. I think that's probably 86, 87 or above. Netaya means that it's going to be really hard to sleep, and it is really hard to sleep. And so even with Netaya, this gentleman, he's able to sleep without the fan. I mean, without the air conditioning, and just the fan a couple of days, he says, but other times he just sleeps. So I don't know how he does it. I said, don't you wake up all perspiring and sweating? And he said, yeah, he does, but he's kind of used to. So I guess that's tough. That is tough. I'm not tough. I'm really weak when it comes to like that at night. The day you can kind of get through it, but the night, if it's not cool and you cannot sleep, you feel horrible the next day. How can you work or do anything after that? But again, it's kind of what you're used to. So I'm almost done, but I just wanted to say I'm still alive and I'll make it. I'm down to the second bottle of Mr. Luke Skywalker's drinks, and I'll be okay. I just wanted to say thanks for listening, and see you on the next video or post.